Well, yes, I'm with the Zimbabwe Association, but because others haven't come, so it will be fine not talking about that. But for now, given this few 2 minutes, I would love to speak about STAR. Because I volunteer with them, but I'm actually a student at the Montfort University, and the STAR stands for Student Action for Refugees. It is a student-led organization, the only student organization speaking up for refugees and asylum seekers. It's headquartered in London, and it's in about 34 universities now, incorporating 5,000 students. So I've always longed to have an opportunity to come here at Leicester University to talk about STAR, because there are very brilliant students here and champions of human rights and social justice. So my invitation and my call is for some champions here for student action for refugees. As you can see, working with refugees is a challenging issue at this minute, because it's good. Like last week we had a quizzing the public. STAR designed 5 questions, short and very simple, about asylum, refugee, immigration issues in the UK. You will be surprised to tell you that out of 120 questionnaires, in other words, people that we quizzed, only 3 got 3 out of 5. The rest got 1, 2, 1, 2. And the questions were as simple as, how many asylum seekers came to England, to Britain in 2010. Many got that one wrong. A simple question like, how much do you think an adult asylum seeker gets per week? They got that question wrong. The only question that they got right, which I believe was pointed for it to be very obvious, was among these, who did not come to UK as an asylum seeker. And the answer there was Ed Milburn, which was so almost obvious. If it had been another person, or if it had been devised another way, people would got 0 on that one. So you find that it is very important. We realized after that it is very important for us to raise awareness about these issues, because we have got these immigrants among us. We have got asylum refugee issues as very concerning in our society. It is important that we educate the society about the truth about these figures, because sometimes they go by what the press says, and the press tends to exaggerate issues and to be very emotive, and that dislocates and disorientates the society that we live in. So this is one thing that we do. And then, thank you for this moment. Sorry for still.
No, I mean, if you want to stay a minute, obviously Leicester University doesn't have a STAR society.
We have.
No, Leicester University itself doesn't have one.
Doesn't have one,
no.
Yes. Sorry.
And it's something that we kind of thought could be developed next year.
Yeah,
I mean, in regards to dispelling some of the myths, we've created Article 14, which is our magazine, which I invite you all to kind of read. But yeah, I think that the idea for us, Matthew and I particularly, in organising this week was to really kind of get students on board and kind of really kind of get them to understand really the issue of refugees and asylum seekers. I mean, a lot of them say, well, why is it relevant to us and so on, but I mean, you could say that any minority, and
why is it relevant?
Why is it relevant to students? That's what the response we were getting, basically. This is why we kind of felt it was, perhaps more pressing that we should really kind of...
It's relevant to students because you'll find that in the society, students are the most effective in implementing change, in directing attitudes. You find that if ever there should be a change in attitudes, or a change in polarity in society, even to stop these gangsters, the most effective people to spearhead the work are the students. I wouldn't talk much about the students' revolution. You know how students have spearheaded revolution in science, in medicine, even in human rights. It has always been students standing there for the voiceless. Students have always been a voice, even for society as it is. You remember this, I can't talk about, how the student, the hiking school fees, education fee, tuition fees, these NHS changes, the 38 degrees. You know about 38 degrees? It's student-led, I think. It's most effective in universities. The people that are doing voting and so forth, most of them are in the universities. So really, it is because a thing that affects society, and so students are from society, and apparently the students are the people that have got, our parents haven't got time. They are at work most of the time, and so they cannot champion these causes. So it is the students who have got the time, students who have got the facilities really at the end. You've got technology first, both to find that students are the people that are there with the correct intellectual capability and the correct voice to speak it out. So there is a conference actually going on, the Northern Conference, going on the 17th of March in Manchester. It has been organized by the Northern Conference. So if there are people that that will be a start, because there's that conference. Then in June, in February, there will be a training. What are we? We're in March now. We're in March. In June, there's a training. So 17th of March, there's a Northern Conference where people from Leicester upwards, they will be having that conference. It has been staged by the Manchester University student staff. And then in June, there is a national training. One takes place in Newcastle, another takes place in London. So if you want to start here from Leicester to see an overview of what's happening, that Manchester Northern Conference can be a good taster.
Definitely, and also because unfortunately the official Refugee Week is in July. June, sorry.
It's in June.
And obviously, that's a time when basically university have their exams or are finished. So you don't have the big kind of student population. I think university is a great hub really to kind of get on board and kind of campaign. And so, originally we were trying to do a campaign where we could kind of set up a new initiative for universities for a Refugee Week, and maybe this is something that we continue on through other universities. So
yeah. I think it is a good idea if you can. Leicester is quite prominent, it's quite one of the good universities. We've got Cambridge, and last time they did a very good demonstration. The students at Cambridge, that was very nice. And of course Manchester, and all pictures, demonstrating in town, showing the campaigns, end asylum restriction, equal access to education. This is still here, still women, and end child detention, and all that. And Manchester is doing great for staff. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you
and
very
thank
much.
you for this.